Good afternoon, or hello, just to be on the safe side. Good evening, good morning. Today we're going to be looking at the vocabulary challenge number 67. And April, go on. What was it? What was the challenge?
It was the tennis court.
Yeah, the tennis. Why did I choose tennis? There's a clue on the ground in front of us.
Because of the strawberry in
Which
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon, yes. Now, Shiny might not know. Shiny, do you know about strawberries and cream at Wimbledon?
No.
I think you do, don't you, April? So could you explain to Shiny what on earth has a strawberry got to do with tennis?
Well, Wimbledon, as you know, is championship tennis championship in London, in Wimbledon, and it always takes place in the summer, July. Now is the first week of the championship weeks, and because it is summer, then the strawberry is the best in the summer, and seems that the strawberry in the United Kingdom, the British said that is the best too, and that's why during the Wimbledon matches, they sell a lot of strawberry whipped cream, and that's why if you said Wimbledon, the championship of Wimbledon, it is always linked with the strawberries.
It
This
is
is the
indeed.
tradition there.
It's a big tradition.
But I don't know because I haven't eaten a really good strawberries here in Belgium this year.
Oh,
I don't know. You should
are there no?
find out that, Lynn,
I know. Are
next
there
week
no
maybe.
strawberries about at the moment, or we've had
Yeah, it
lots
is
of
not.
strawberries here in Germany, not in England, of course. I don't know. I'll tell you next week. But yeah, in Germany we've had tons of strawberry and delicious ones too.
No, no, not here. I don't know
Ah,
why. They said a couple of weeks ago in June, and at that moment they said, "Oh, we have overflood of strawberries here, and it's very cheap, and it is a good one." But I did buy it. I ate that with cream also, and but I'm a little bit disappointed. It was long time ago that I have a real good strawberries. I don't know. It is not, no. And today I have seen €3.50 for 500 gram here, but it is so small and not very inviting.
not very inviting.
Not very inviting.
Yeah, we do say an invitation. In fact, you've got me writing invitating. But we'd say to invite or to be inviting, to make you want to. To be honest, the strawberry in front of us isn't very inviting to me. It looks too big. It would probably be quite tasteless. I prefer the smaller strawberries. I think they taste more. No, this year's strawberries in Germany were very. I mean, they're fruit. It's hit and miss. Sometimes you buy a punnet and they're delicious. Another time you buy a punnet, you remove the top layer of strawberries and all the ones underneath are a bit mushy. So I hate that. But no, we've had a lot of strawberries. Now, you also said an overflow of strawberries. When you have a lot of a fruit or of harvest, we say a glut. Funny little word, I know. but a glut of
What, Lynn?
strawberries.
A
A
glut?
glut,
A glut.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe it's got something to do with glutton. I don't know, but yeah, a glut, specifically to do with something that's uh, produced or supplied. So you can have a glut of oil, you can have a glut of fruit, you can have a glut of wheat. You know, when somehow there's an overabundance of something. Okay. Okay, so strawberries and cream, Wimbledon. Now let's have a look at the text. Did you have any questions regarding your answers and my answers? I think they were very good, actually. I mean, you pretty much got everything spot on. There was one word, number 16, I think you struggled with because it was a little bit dubious, a little bit. I mean, I could accept tennis bag, absolutely. But quite often when sports people play a particular game, all the paraphernalia, the things they have to wear, carry, they call it their kit. Yeah, sports kit. I don't know if you've ever heard of that term.
Yeah, but if you said to me kit, I will think of, for example, a kit to make an aeroplane, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah,
So,
yeah. You can also have that
that
kind
one,
of
yeah?
kit. Yes, yeah. Set, no, because a set tends to mean a collection of something that is complete. So a set of cards. Well, actually, we say a deck of cards. Let me think. A set of is it? What's those collector's cards you can buy for football? Panini or something? If you've got the full set of Panini footballer cards. Yeah. Tennis set. That would be more the equipment. Not so much for the players, but maybe for Wimbledon as well. And of course, a set in a match, which might be what you were trying to ask. Game, set and match. Have you heard that? Game, set and match.
Game set and
Yeah.
game finish, and that is the set is also finished, and the match is also finished.
And the person who gets game, set and match is the winner. So they've won the game, they've won that final set, which means they've won the match. So you have a tennis match, and then you have a set within tennis, and then you have the whole game. It's very complicated, tennis, you know. They do like to have their own vocabulary. Now, you also wrote, April, chair umpire.
Yeah, that is what I want to ask also, because you have chair umpire, you have also line umpire, and you have the chief umpire.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Normally, I think the one in the chair is the head umpire, aren't they?
No,
No. Oh,
no, head umpire is, yeah. If something in discussion, for example, they will call the head umpire.
okay. Yeah, because I know you've got the chair umpire. I would have accepted the chair umpire, by the way. But chair umpire, no, because you need to have the article there to say you're talking about the position of, like the head of the company, the CEO. You wouldn't just write CEO.
Okay.
Okay, so I was looking for an article there. Now, there are different umpires. And as you say, there's the line umpire, the one that says whether the ball is in or out. I wonder how often they're used nowadays because, of course, they've got the magic eye, haven't they? They've got the beeps. But I guess it's still
Okay.
down to somebody. But I'm just looking at the chief umpire. What does he do? Where does he go? Uh-huh. Okay, they hire everybody. Oh, okay, they don't actually oversee each match. They're sort of the ones that say
No.
you're in that. I did wonder, I was like, well, where do they go? Where do they sit? They don't. Okay, so to me, the head umpire in a match is the guy sitting in the tall chair. Okay. Sadly, I think I've got an umpire's chair in Second Life, but I haven't got one in Kitely. and I can't bring them over, which is always annoying, but anyway. So, any other questions? Does that answer
Yeah,
your
and the tram
question?
line. You
Yes.
know the tram line?
Yeah.
It is the line, the space between two lines at the side, yeah?
Yeah. But the lines tend to have the names, okay? So you've got the baseline, the sideline, and the service line where you stand, depending on whether it's a doubles match or a singles match, okay? Now the centre line, that's the one that runs, that's pretty clear, isn't it? The one that runs down the middle. Okay. But the space is also, I mean, each area of the tennis court has a specific name. If you watch a match on, say, the BBC, the commentary sometimes, it's like, what language are they speaking? But I think it's worth maybe doing a bit of reading in another session about where these umpires stand, but we'll need a court for that. And today I was kind of inspired by another item that's mentioned in the list of vocabulary that's next to the strawberry here. Can you tell me what's lying on the ground next to the strawberry?
A towel?
Yeah, a towel. Now, why would I be showing you a towel? Now, it is, it is something that tennis players use. I know my friend did. Oh, you'll like this, April. My friend who we're going to visit next week, actually, she she contacted me asking me about time when we were arriving and everything, and I just asked her, as you do, how are you? She said, I'm knackered. I said, oh, what have you been doing? She said, I just had a 3-hour tennis match. 3 hours. So, of course, I said to her, did you win? She said, no. She played 3 hours and she lost. Fiona, come on. Getting a bit old for that. But anyway, so she has a towel. Why do you need a towel in your kit as a tennis player? Any ideas?
For me, that towel, like you have that on the ground, is just for after the sport. When I have taken a shower, but because I don't transpire. Transpire. I don't transpire a lot, so that's why I don't need that. I just need a small, like a handkerchief, a small
You're
towel.
obviously not working hard enough.
So that's why I don't need that on my on the court, actually, not on the court. It's all after the court, after the match only.
Okay.
But what I sometimes don't understand, because like in Wimbledon or in French tennis championship, they have a special towel from the organization with the brand Wimbledon 2017, for example. And then after the match, the winner normally they throw the towel to the public, but
Yes.
not a lot of them did that. So I think, why not? Because I don't think they have to pay for that. Why don't they just give that to the public? It's very, very generous of them if they do that. Why don't do that? Why don't they do that? I don't understand. If I were the winner, I will give it to the public.
Well, that's exactly what we're going to read about today. Okay, there's been a big furore in the UK, actually, about a towel and exactly that, April. I'm not sure. Have you heard about this?
No.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, let's stick to why they need a towel. Shiny, why do you think a tennis player would have a towel with him on the court? Not just for a shower afterwards to dry yourself off. I mean, that would be too small. I like a nice bath towel when I have a bath or a shower. I don't want a hand towel like that. Why do you think they need one, Shiny?
No idea. I just think if they sweat, they
That's
just
it.
try to use the.
Yeah, it is exactly that, to wipe off the sweat. Because they get drenched. I mean, I think it's been pretty hot in the UK this year. And so they are working very hard, running around the court. And they start to sweat and they need to wipe. They have sweat bands, some of the players. They're not as popular as they used to be in McEnroe's day, but, to keep the sweat out of their eye. And often they need to wipe off the handle of the racket because it gets slippery with sweat. And so that towel must get pretty sweaty by the end of the match, I would think. Yeah. And as April said, at the end of the match, there is a tradition of giving the towel to a member of the public. And that's exactly what happened in the case we're going to read about. Now, have you heard of Jack Sock? I'm not joking now.
Yeah, that's the number one of United States, but he lost his match already.
Yes, but it's a great name, isn't it? I mean, we're talking about fish names of people with fish as a name. How about clothing names?
Sock.
Mr. Sock. What? Sorry, didn't expect a sock puppet to walk in. Yeah, they give it to the public. Yeah. A sweaty towel, Shiny. Would you be impressed? I want your sweaty towel. I don't know. I guess not. They want to keep the sweat. It's their hero. Yeah? You. Have you never heard when... have you never heard somebody say when they shake somebody's hand that's famous? Remember we were talking about fame and hero worship. And people sometimes say when they shake their idol's hand, I'm never going to wash that again. I think that's what happens to these towels. Don't type. Talk. You make me feel tired when I see you typing. So would you want the towel, Shiny?
No. Have you ever put sweaty clothes for a long time?
Oh, well, no. Smelly, stinky.
Yeah.
I mean, I take a towel to the gym. As you know, I go to the gym every week, at least twice a week. And I always take a towel with me to put on the equipment to stop any sweat. And when I get home, it goes straight in the wash basket because, it's pretty icky. But I guess the sweat of your hero, there's something else about the sweat of your hero, maybe. April, what would you do? Would you wash it?
Yeah, but I would like to have that, but I will wash it.
You would wash it. Okay.
Otherwise, I can't. Otherwise, I can't wear. I can use that actually. I prefer to be able to use that myself and or show it to friends than keep it as a souvenir or as an antique.
Well, it wouldn't be an antique for a while, but as a collector's item, you could maybe sell it on eBay. I think, honestly, the way people are with some of their idols, if you sold it sweaty on eBay, it would fetch more money than if you sold it washed on eBay. I don't know what that says about humanity and the state of humanity today. It doesn't put us in a very good light. Okay, so we're going to read about Jack Sock's sweaty towel. Okay? So, Men in Japan buy used panties. Well, they're not just men in Japan. There's some very strange practices out there on that maybe they should think about and talk to somebody professional about. Ew! Let's stop that now. Let's read. Yes, unwashed. Yeah, well, what's the point of buying? They could just go to Marks and Spencer's and buy washed ones, couldn't they? Okay, April, if you'd like to start reading, okay?
Okay, thank you. Much of the debate over the fate of Wimbledon tennis player Jack Sock's towel, the subject of an unseemly tug of war after it was thrown into the crowd, has focused on its cruel snatching away from a young tennis fan. The souvenir went instead to a middle-aged spectator in a ribbon-rimmed Panama in the front row of Court 8. After the pair was shown briefly tussling for the item, Andy Murray's mother, Judy, promptly tweeted, "If you are the bloke in the blue polo shirt and hat, you should be ashamed." Why?
Okay.
Judy. Why,
yeah.
Judy?
Good question. Why? Why has Twitter... honestly, this is what I call a Twitter storm. Yeah? It's provoked... Because a lot of people watch these tennis matches and they're straight... They've got Twitter open as they're watching, and they tweet as if they're the commentator kind of thing. And that got a lot of retweets, and the whole of Twitter's opened up a whole debate about who was in the right and who was in the wrong. Now, before we start debating right and wrong in this situation, very good pronunciation, by the way, April, because you corrected yourself twice. So, focused, you were quite right, yeah.
And crowd.
And thank you, crowd. There is a word, crowed, yeah, but it would be with an E. To crow about something. Any idea what I would be doing if I crowed about something? Of course, it's the bird, the crow. We have crow. I think I've got a crow somewhere. Oh, no, not there.
Shouting? No.
Not shouting, no. I've got a scarecrow. Is that strange? I could have sworn I'd got a crow, but I don't seem to have. Okay, with the lack of a crow, I'll stick a raven down because they look so similar. It doesn't really matter. Pretend this one's a crow. Okay. So if this crow that isn't a crow got the towel, okay, he'd be very happy, and he'd start crowing about having the towel. I've got the towel. I've got the towel. To crow about something is like to boast about something. Yeah. In a kind of a smug way. Yeah. It's a like gloating way. Na 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 na. I got it. You lost. Winners keepers. Finders keepers. Losers weepers. It's a nasty way of boasting. Okay.
Okay.
And then we have cockcrow, which is the time that the cockerel crows in the morning. That's cockcrow. So it's that sort of like shouting, but shouting with the purpose of gloating. Yeah. Making yourself look important, maybe. So, then it's got the term tug of war. What is a tug of war?
I should have known it because I don't know. Were that you who explained this?
Indeed, quite
this
a
video?
very, very long time ago when Leica and Sam were still alive. when Sam was still alive and Leica and Sam got into a tug of war in the garden. I'm not sure if I've still
Ah,
got the
yes. A
video.
game, Ellen.
Yes,
A
it's
game.
a game. Yeah, it's a game where one person pulls on one item and another person pulls the other direction, and they have a tug of war. And it is an actual sport as well. Some people say it should be an Olympic sport, but I'm not sure if I agree. That's why I can't find it. Hang on, I've got to go back to my own website stuff channel. Okay, I can't find. I know I've got one, but anyway, if we had a tug of war here, if you had a tug of war here, we'd have to have something like a rope or a towel in this case. April, you'd hang on to one end of the towel, I'd hang on to the other, and we'd pull. And whoever ended up with the towel would win the tug of war. So to tug, to pull, and tug of war, you're pulling something between you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, good. Okay, so Judy, Andy Murray's mother, Judy, or as I would call her, Mrs. Murray, tweeted, "If you're the bloke in the blue polo shirt and hat, you should be ashamed." Okay. So, why should he be ashamed?
Because he didn't give it to that young tennis fan.
Yeah,
He's
basically.
too old.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he will win in that game. I mean the Tug of War game.
Exactly. And he was a big bloke as well. So, Shiny, would you like to carry on reading?
The older gentleman labeled the jerk old man on social media actually in the wrong. The tower trajectory. When Jack Sock, the world number 18, threw his towel into the crowd after his 6-3, 4-6, 7-6, 6-3 win over Christian Garin. His head was down. The trajectory of the throw was aimed directly at the jerk old man, who did not have to move from his seat to reach for it. The towel was about to land in his lap.
Very good. In fact, it did look. If you watch the video, I'll share the link to the video after this. It did look like it was about to land in the guy's face. Actually, can you imagine? There's a sweaty towel heading towards your face.
If that is something else, he would be angry.
Well, we don't know really. He's gone into hiding, the poor bloke. I mean, he's one of the most hated men in Britain at the moment. Oh my goodness. Now, you're not wrong, Shiny, to say 6-3, 4-6, 7-6, 6-3 because of that little dash. But in tennis, they tend to say he won it 6-3. So you say 6-3, 4-6, 7-6, 6-3. And it's just a tennis thing, okay? It's a sports way of announcing the score, okay? So don't be surprised. I mean, you're not wrong in saying that. People would understand you fully. But if you were listening to a tennis match, you would notice that they don't put the 2 in, yeah? He's winning 6-4. He's winning 6-3. Okay? Any questions? Very well read, by the way. Perfect pronunciation. My goodness. I'm going to retire. Oh, and by the way, trajectory, you know what that means? The trajectory. You did stumble over. You pronounced it perfectly, but you stumbled over it a little bit. What's the trajectory of something?
The route where it goes from one place to the other place.
Yeah. It's more than a route, because it's something that can't really be changed easily. So, for example, when you're driving a car is driven. It doesn't really have a trajectory unless it goes over a cliff, and then the trajectory is down. So rockets have trajectories. They're very difficult to change. And, of course, a towel... I don't know. Have you ever thrown a towel? We've got a saying to
Oh,
throw...
no, Lynn. Because I don't think it is easy, because it is so light.
Yeah, it's
I don't
there's
think
a
I
lot
can.
of surface area, so very difficult to throw it accurately. Now, we do have a saying to throw in the towel. What does that mean, if you throw in the towel?
I think to give up.
Yes. No? Do you know what sport that comes from, to throw in the towel? Any idea? Boxing. Boxing, yes. Because when somebody was going to give up, they'd get the towel again. That was used for mopping up the sweat and the blood of the boxer. And they'd literally throw the towel into the ring to say, I'm giving up. That's it, Shiny. Yes, to give up. Yeah, to throw in the towel. Well, this wasn't him throwing in the towel. This is him throwing the towel out, I guess. But it's not an easy thing to throw with any accuracy. Okay. Any questions?
I can't help laughing because this time this man is a little bit lucky, because the towel landed in his lap.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Yes.
I can imagine if it is land over his head.
I take it you found the video. Oh, April, my aim in life is always to make you laugh. It's great. Okay, Shiny's probably confused. Shiny, it's a tennis thing. April's imagining if it was her. We'll talk about that in a moment. So, April, can you read? Are you okay to read?
Okay.
Okay.
I try not to think about that anymore.
Okay, there's it's from The Tussle. A nice word, that.
Okay. The tussle. Now, this is where things become a little less clear-cut. A tug of war begins over the damp piece of toweling set on the man's lap. Mid-tuck, the beheaded gent, a little too violently for an event usually associated with strawberries and cream, moves his arm around the boys and knocks it out of his hand. File this under ungentlemanly behavior.
Very good. She's off again. Okay. So, yes, here you have it. The strawberries and cream, the gentlemanly behaviour, the sporting behaviour that's expected or anticipated from Wimbledon and other sporting events like cricket. We've got a saying, it's not cricket. What does it mean if I say it's not cricket? That's just not cricket, mate. You should have let the young man have it. In a tennis match, it's not cricket? Of course it's not cricket, but it's an idiomatic expression. Any idea? It's not fair.
It's not polite?
Yes, not fair, not polite, not the way to behave. I think cricket is one of those games that has a reputation for being a gentleman's game. And so this idiom, it's not cricket, has come through that sport to say it's not fair, that's not how you should behave. Okay? Any questions?
But why did the young man want to pick that?
Well, we'll carry on reading, okay, and it might tell us. Okay, so Shiny, if you'd like to read.
Lynn, what
Yep,
is that? The damp piece?
that's
Damp.
the
Why
towel.
is it here?
That's the
The
towel.
damp.
Damp,
Why they use the word damp?
because it's ringing with his sweat. Damp.
Okay.
It means wet, wet but not soaking wet. You know, if when you've done the washing and it's been through the spin on your washing machine and it comes out, it's not wringing wet, it's not soaking wet, but you need to still dry it because the clothing is still damp. Okay? Okay, good. Okay, Shiny, here's your text.
However, as the tower-grabbing lad is behind the man, we cannot be sure that the older man was aware. He was dwelling with the stripling. If he was aware that it was a boy, in the words of Judy Murray, shame on him. But we are willing to give the duffer the benefit of the doubt. We hope he raises a pocket when he puts the already infamous piece of sporting memorabilia up for auction at his next Rotary Club do.
Well done. That was kind of a tough one. It's got some funny words in there. Let's just look at the pronunciation first, then we'll look at the meaning. The first one, if you remember, cast your mind back to Wednesday. We were talking about famous but infamous. So it's infamous. Try it.
Infamous.
That's it. Yeah, being famous for all the wrong reasons. Yeah. So then memorabilia.
Memorabilia.
That's it. Good. You get the feeling that it might be on eBay any day soon. And then the Rotary Club.
Rotary Club.
Yeah, it's basically a club. They do a lot of charity events, the Rotary Club. Yeah, and they're being a bit mean because they've no idea that he's a member of the Rotary Club. They're just assuming middle-aged man at Wimbledon, front row seat, probably quite well off. And they call him an old duffer. Do you know what an old duffer is? Give the duffer the benefit of the doubt. What's a duffer?
A stupid man? Huh?
Yeah, basically somebody stupid, somebody ungainly, and there tends to be an age slur, if I can call it that, about the person as well. Yeah, so you could call yourself a duffer. Yeah, oh, I'm such a duffer, which means stupid. An old duffer just means like an old codger. Yeah. April, you've written a word. I'm not sure what.
No, I think it is in Dutch.
Oh, okay.
With one, I thought that it was in English.
Was that in the text? Never heard of it. Sorry. No, we do have a word sully, but that's more to do with sullying somebody's name, saying bad things about somebody in order to damage their reputation. That would be sully. Reem's joined us. Let's see if we can get her in the call. Okay, in the area. Okay. Now, sporting memorabilia. Okay, that is memorabilia. Can you think of anything else that has memorabilia attached to it? It's worth a lot of money, some memorabilia. Hi, Reem.
The trophy, Lynn? The trophy, the medal.
Yeah, medals, trophies. What about films? Have you heard of film memorabilia?
Of picture? Film? If from TV, I have a lot.
No, it's well, maybe you do. I don't know, but film memorabilia is more like the models you can buy. Star Wars and Star Trek, you can often buy the models of the actors and the ships and the creatures from there. That's all film memorabilia, and people collect that. I think it was Elfish actually. She posts on Facebook quite a lot, and she was posting somebody about a guy I think in Japan, Shiny, who collects Hello Kitty memorabilia, and his house. This is a 63-year-old man. I think we're definitely going to read about him when I come back from holiday. His house is filled to the rafters with Hello Kitty memorabilia. So it's a bit like memory, yeah? But memory tied in with a thing, an item, and normally something you have bought, yeah? Big money in memorabilia. 60s memorabilia, yeah? The things associated with the 60s. Yes, his room is all pink, Shiny. As I say, we're definitely going to read about him when I come back off holiday. I've put him in my list of things to talk about. Okay. So, Reem, can we hear you? Can you hear us? I'm not sure if I can see. Yeah, there's a white dot. Have you got voice? I can't hear you at the moment. Yes, 222. 111 is I can hear you. 222 is I can't hear you. Oh,
Hello? Hello?
hello, that's better. Now you get to 111.
Hi, Liam.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I do
Hello,
sometimes because I
Are
use
you?
that code so often in the calls. You know when I'm in my German lessons, sometimes the teacher will say, "Can you hear me?" And I'll just do that, and they're like, "Huh?" I go, "Oh, sorry." Yes. Okay. Now, I'm going to get April to read the last bit, and then what I'm going to ask Shiny and April to do is to explain to Reem what we've been talking about, because I don't think it will make much sense to you, Reem, to do the reading this late on. So, April, if you would like to read to the end, okay?
Okay. The resolution. Now. Now surely. Now, no. Oh no. Now. Surely this is all easily smoothed over. Jack Sock has already offered to give the losing lad something suitably sweaty out of his kit bag. If anyone knows that the kid that unfortunately had the towel ripped out of his hands, he wrote on social media, tweet his name at me and I'll be sure to get him one. Is that failing? Failing that, perhaps the fighting pair could be made to shake hands over the net before a quick game of tennis. Winner takes home the towel? Okay.
Very good.
Good
Yes.
idea.
we'll make it a fair fight. Yes. By the way, that you're quite right. When you were looking at that, it could have been falling or failing. Well done. When I and L are together, especially when the text is small, I often get them confused. Is that an I or an L or an I or an L? Very good. Okay, so as I say, this has caused a real storm. April and Shiny, could you explain to Reem what we've been reading and talking about and why there's a strawberry and a towel in front of us? She must be very confused.
Go ahead, Shiny. I have talked too much.
You talk very well. We just talk about something happened in Wimbledon. That's all. Something funny.
And what happened?
They throw sweating towel to the audience. Would you like to accept that?
Yeah, and what happened to this? Not a sweating towel. The players are sweating. The towel is sweaty. Yeah, it's sweaty it's damp with their sweat. April, can you add something to that?
Reem. So, as you know, maybe there is a tennis championship in London at Wimbledon, and the tradition there during the matches, they will sell, or you can get strawberry and cream because it's summer and strawberry is the season of the strawberry, and that is the tradition at Wimbledon. And the towel, normally the players use that to wipe out their sweat. And after the match, the winner normally or frequently they throw the towel that they have used during the match. So it is actually a sweaty towel full of sweat, and they will throw it as souvenir to the public. And this time, in a match between Jack Sock and Christian Garin, which is won by Jack Sock, an American. So Jack Sock threw away the towel, and it landed actually on a lap of somebody, a man, middle-aged man. In my imagination, it is quite a big robust man in a Panama shirt or something like that. So he thought that it was him, but another guy, which stood behind him, tried to grab it away from him.
Jack Sock
At
has
that
promised
moment, at
to
the same moment, and this middle-aged man tried to avoid that, and it seems that it was a little bit rude what he did, and it was in the video, it was in the media. And the mother of one of the British tennis player tweeted and said, "You should be ashamed, you guy, because what you did at that moment is really over." It's really not nice. But Jack Sock now then he saw also that incident after that. And he said, "Okay, I will give something for that young guy." It was a young guy who wanted to grab away the towel from the others, and that was the story of one of the anecdote actually at Wimbledon at this week, and it was. That middle-aged man was really, yeah. I think that was there will be a lot of discussion who is
Yes.
pro or who is contra.
Well, I think some people are saying. I mean, a lot of the newspapers have stirred it up by saying kid, but he is a young man. I mean, I'm sure all the ages are going to come out, etc. But I have seen the video. If you would like to take a couple of moments out to watch the video on YouTube, I can give you a link to one of them. obviously these things can sometimes be a bit difficult to play in some countries, I know, but there you go. So it's only about 2 minutes long. So watch that, and then you decide. You make your mind up. Who was in the right? Was it the young man or the old man? Okay, you can be judge and jury. I forgot to unmute my mic on the stream. Yeah, young man kid. To me, a kid is a lot younger than him. But nobody
Yeah.
actually knows what age he is yet. But I think he's, I don't
I
know,
think
18?
it's it is a more that is make more sense significant for the kids. A young old man that is not very interested in these things like kids.
Yeah, well, you've got a point. Yeah. Although on the right stuff today, and I'll put the link on I'll put the link to the video on the right stuff because they were actually discussing this today or yesterday. I can't remember. I only saw it today because I don't have time to watch it live sometimes. And an audience member, I don't know if it's in the recording you'll be able to see online, but an audience member said the young man should have got it because the old man's nearly dead.
Oh, it's for his child. So he has a child who is also a tennis player.
But I'm afraid I'm kind of with Shiny and Reem, April. You are outnumbered. I kind of think the young kid wanted it more. The old man was just in the right place and he got it. But the young man had a really good grasp on it before the old guy kind of went, no, you're not having it. It's mine.
Yeah, but if he just asked it politely to that, oh no, I have asked it, and I'm sure that this will not happen. This incident. He just have to, but he just grab it out and tuck
it was
it,
all a bit childish on both parts, wasn't it? It was like mine, no, mine. And poor Jack Sock's kind of probably blissfully unaware of what's going on. He could have maybe been the umpire and said, no, I threw it for the young man. But there's another video that shows it more clearly here, actually, the actual incident. Maybe that will change your mind. Let's be the audience again. Yeah, no, I agree with you there, Shiny. I know if I'm trying to catch something, I fumble and fail usually, especially if I really, really want it. And definitely when you're younger. He was slightly panicked, wasn't he? Not in panic, he was panicking. Yeah, he was panicking. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I think I noticed the kids catch it before the old man.
Yeah, I think so. If you were to watch it slow motion, you'll see the young man actually had his hands on it before the old guy kind of just went, mine. What do you think, April? Have you changed your mind?
Yeah, maybe, but then I think it is the fault of Jack Sock, because if he really wants to give it to that boy, he has to direct himself to that person, and he point to that boy, here is for you. Yeah. Then it is clear. But he
was a
just
bit sort of chucking
down.
it.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
Like, oh, I don't care. But then he's just fought a match. He's just lost. Come on. We have to be kind. He's probably not in the best mood. Okay, so on that note, I think if I was the old guy and I'd looked round and seen it was a young sports fan, I would have let him have it. But I'm sure we're going to find out more about both people. I feel sorry for the old guy. Twitter hates him. They're using really nasty language about him. And this is the problem with social media today. In some way, we all become judge and jury of other people's behaviour that we'd have been blissfully unaware of otherwise. And so the whole of Twitter sphere, they're not talking about the tennis anymore. That's the other shame. They're talking about a sweaty old towel.
But the woman,
yeah.
The woman next to him, she is also guilty, because she
looks like she's getting involved. Yeah. It's difficult to see because it's kind of that towel's all over the. I mean, the towel is the star here, isn't it? The towel is the famous item here. The people are almost incidental. But anyhow, I'll put this video. I'll put that video on the forum, and I'll also, as I say, I'll include a clip from the Right Stuff where they're talking about this themselves. And again, they're a little torn about who's in the right, who's in the wrong. I don't think anybody comes out well, personally. I think it's a moment of human greed. But yeah, I would have given up. But that's why I haven't got much sporting memorabilia. Probably. Oh, right, you can have it if you want it that much.
But on the other hand, if it happens just the opposite, if I was there and I would like to have that also, and I try to keep that, but somebody else grab it out from and I don't have enough power to fight. And nobody will say then because I'm too old. Because I'm almost
oh no,
dead.
I'm sure they would.
Jenny.
No, I'm sure they would.
Jenny said I was.
No, I'm sure they would. It would depend on who was reporting it, April, because all of a sudden that young man could become a young thug. Yeah, young thug robs granny. Yeah. It depends how it's reported, what language is used as to who you're going to support. And a lot of the newspapers were calling him a kid. Yeah? And when we talked about it initially, before you saw the video, in your mind, it was a little kid, wasn't it? So we can be manipulated. Yeah. So I'm sure I could make people feel sympathy for you, April.
Yeah. Actually, it is better to give it to the old people because young men still have a lot of time after our death, Shiny.
I think we can argue both cases. Okay, any questions before we finish? I do have to finish on time today on all my sessions today because I'm actually meant to be packing. I'm half packed. So let me delete these items so they're not lying around.
Have a nice holiday, Lynn.
Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing my friends and family as safe as I can be. You know me. Something's bound to happen. Thank you, Shiny.
Don't stay there because that is Brexit.
Well, will they let me back? Come on, April. Are they going to let me back in the country? Okay, well, I'll be in TGIF on Discord in 20 minutes or so. I'm going to go and make myself a nice, refreshing cup of tea and check. We've got a checklist. In fact, we're going to talk about my checklist in Discord today, what we're taking with us, because we're away for 3 weeks. 3 weeks camping in England. We have to take everything. Shorts, rain jackets, sandals.
But you are going by ship then,
Sorry?
But you are sailing.
No, we're going on the tunnel, through the tunnel.
Oh, by car?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know that
Camper
you can do that.
Yeah, in our camper van. Yeah, just get on. You drive onto the train, it goes through the tunnel, you drive off the other end.
Ah, yeah, by train.
On the train, you can't drive through the tunnel, no.
Oh, yeah, that was what I think.
No, we drive onto a train.
There.
No, we're not that advanced yet. But I thought that we should use the tunnel before they brick it up after Brexit.
Brexit.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for coming and thanks for taking part. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Shani. Bye, Rin.
Because a set tends to mean a collection of something that is complete. So a set of cards. Well, should we say a deck of cards? Let me think. A set of... Was those collector's cards you can buy for football? Panini or something? If you've got the full set of Panini footballer cards. Yeah. Tennis set. That would be more the equipment. Not so much for the players, but maybe for Wimbledon as well. And of course, a set in a match, which might be what you were trying to ask. Game, set and match. Have you heard that? Game, set and match.
Game, set and...
Yeah.
game finished, and that is the set is also finished, and the match is also finished.
And the person who gets game, set, and match is the winner. So they've won the game, they've won that final set, which means they've won the match. So you have a tennis match, and then you have a set within tennis, and then you have the whole game. It's very complicated, tennis, you know. They do like to have their own vocabulary. Now, you also wrote, April, chair umpire.
Yeah. That is what I want to ask also, because you have chair umpire, you have also line umpire, and you have the chief umpire.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Normally, I think the one in the chair is the head umpire, aren't they?
No.
No. Oh,
No, head umpire is, yeah. If something in discussion, for example, they will call the head umpire.
Okay, yeah, because I know you've got the chair umpire. I would have accepted the chair umpire, by the way, but chair umpire, no, because you need to have the article there to say you're talking about the position of, like the head of the company, the CEO. You wouldn't just write CEO.
Okay.
Okay, so I was looking for an article there. Now, there are different umpires. And as you say, there's the line umpire, the one that says whether the ball is in or out. I wonder how often they're used nowadays, because, of course, they've got the magic eye, haven't they? They've got the beeps. But I guess it's still down to somebody. But I'm just looking at the chief umpire. What does he do? Where does he go? Uh-huh. Okay, they hire everybody. Oh, okay, they don't actually oversee each match. They're sort of the ones that say,
No.
you're in that. I did wonder, I was like, well, where do they go? Where do they sit? They don't. Okay, so to me, the head umpire in a match is the guy sitting in the tall chair. Okay. Sadly, I have got an umpire's. I think I've got an umpire's chair in Second Life, but I haven't got one in Kitely, and I can't bring them over, which is always annoying. But anyway. So, any other questions? Does that answer?
Yeah,
your
and the tram
question?
line.
Yeah.
You know the tram line?
Yeah.
It is the line, the space between two lines at the side, yeah?
Yeah. But the lines tend to have the names, okay? So you've got the baseline, the sideline, and the service line, where you stand, depending on whether it's a doubles match or a singles match, okay? Now the centre line, that's the one that runs, it's pretty clear, isn't it? The one that runs down the middle. Okay. But the space is also, I mean, each area of the tennis court has a specific name. If you watch a match on, say, the BBC,
If you said Wimbledon, the championship of Wimbledon, it is always linked with the strawberries.
it
That is the
indeed.
tradition there.
It's a big tradition.
But I don't know, because I haven't eaten a really good strawberries here in Belgium this year.
Oh,
I don't know. You should
Are there
find out that, Lynn.
I know.
It's
Are
next
there
week,
no
maybe.
strawberries about at the moment, or we've had
Yeah, it
lots
is
of
not.
strawberries here in Germany, not in England, of course. I don't know. I'll tell you next week. But yeah, in Germany we've had tons of strawberry and delicious ones too.
No, not here. I don't know
Ah,
why. They said a couple of weeks ago in June, and at that moment they said, "Oh, we have overflood of strawberries here, and it's very cheap, and it is a good one." But I did buy it. I ate that with cream also, but I'm a little bit disappointed. It was long time ago that I have a real good strawberries. I don't know. It is not, no. And today I have seen €3.50 for 500 gram here, but it is so small and not very inviting.
Not very inviting.
Not very inviting.
Yeah, we do say an invitation. In fact, you got me writing invitating. But we'd say to invite or to be inviting, to make you want to. To be honest, the strawberry in front of us isn't very inviting to me. It looks too big. It would probably be quite tasteless. I prefer the smaller strawberries. I think they taste more. No, this year's strawberries in Germany were I mean, they're fruit. It's hit and miss. Sometimes you buy a punnet and they're delicious. Another time you buy a punnet, you remove the top layer of strawberries and all the ones underneath are a bit mushy. So I hate that. But no, we've had a lot of strawberries. Now, you also said an overflow of strawberries. When you have a lot of a fruit or of harvest, we say a glut. Funny little word, I know. But a glut of strawberries.
What, Lynn? A glut?
A glut,
A glut,
yes.
okay. Yeah.
Maybe it's got something to do with glutton. I don't know. But yeah, a glut. Specifically to do with something that's produced or supplied. So you can have a glut of oil. You can have a glut of fruit. You can have a glut of wheat. You know, when somehow there's an overabundance of something. Okay. Okay, so strawberries and cream, Wimbledon. Now, let's have a look at the text. Did you have any questions regarding your answers and my answers? I think they were very good, actually. I mean, you pretty much got everything spot on. There was one word, number 16, I think you struggled with because it was a little bit dubious, a little bit. I mean, I could accept tennis bag, absolutely. But quite often when sports people play a particular game, all the paraphernalia, the things they have to wear, carry, they call it their kit. Yeah, sports kit. I don't know if you've ever heard of that term.
Yeah, but if you said to me kit, I will think of, for example, a kit to make an aeroplane, for example. So
you can also have that
that
kind
one,
of
yeah.
kit. Yes, yeah. Set, no. So, good afternoon, or hello, just to be on the safe side. Good evening, good morning. Today we're going to be looking at the vocabulary challenge number 67. And April, go on. What was it? What was the challenge?
It was the tennis court.
Yeah, the tennis. Why did I choose tennis? There's a clue on the ground in front of us.
Because of the strawberry in Wimbledon.
Wimbledon, yes. Now, Shiny might not know. Shiny, do you know about strawberries and cream at Wimbledon?
No.
I think you do, don't you, April? So could you explain to Shiny, what on earth has a strawberry got to do with tennis?
Well, Wimbledon, as you know, is championship, tennis championship in London, in Wimbledon, and it's always it always takes place in the summer, July. Like now is the first week of the championship weeks. And because it is summer, then strawberry is the best in the summer, and seems that the strawberry in the United Kingdom, the British said that is the best too, and that's why during the Wimbledon matches they sell a lot of strawberry whipped cream. and that's why